Moving home after 2 years on my own felt like a jail sentence. My parents welcomed me with open arms, but my mom reverted to being the parent and expected me to be the child. A few months of feeling suffocated, I wanted out, but I was stuck. My mom and I decided to try to make it work, and it gave us a chance to reestablish our relationship. We grew closer as friends. When I was finally able to move out, I headed to Seattle for a fresh start. My newfound friendship with my mom had us on the phone nearly every day. I didn't mind that she called so often. Well, that is until she made the call. "Do you have time to talk?" When she sounded serious, I froze. Just the week before, I told her I was in a new relationship. She was so excited to hear about it. She loved thinking of herself as a sister, not a mother, and I was sharing news about my first real relationship. But when I told her it was a woman, she was caught off guard. I could feel the excitement drain from her voice. So when I got the call, I knew something was wrong. "Terri, I'm so sorry. I wasn't expecting an apology. I made a big mistake. I was thinking about you, and I went to your bedroom. I feel closer to you there. I saw your journals. I know it was wrong, but I couldn't help myself." I was stunned. I must have misheard. "Mom, did you read my journals?" "Yes, I'm so sorry. It was my mistake." I was paralyzed as I listened to her apologize. She was confused when I told her I was dating a woman. The journals were a direct feed into my inner thoughts, into me. The thing is, she could have kept her secret, and I never would have suspected. When I moved to Seattle, I left all my journals at home, out in the open, with the confidence that my parents had never and would never violate my privacy. But in that moment, I realized I was wrong. My heart sank. Memories came rushing back. Does she know I almost got kicked out of college? Did she read about the drinking? Oh shit, why did I write play-by-plays of college hookups? Who does that? I couldn't believe she read my journals when she could have just asked me. My mom came to the States married with 2 kids and was curious about American teenage and college life. She relied on me for details. Did she know I was holding back? I didn't think she could handle the whole truth. But now, she read it all. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not sure what I said to her that day. I probably thanked her for her honesty, and I'm sure I made her feel worse saying, "I thought I could trust you?" And I asked that we never talk about it again. I was too embarrassed. I wanted to pretend it never happened. When I turned 40, it was harder than I expected. I was reflective, and yes, regretful for the mistakes I made in my 20s. I thought writing about it might help me accept where I landed at 40. But on the day I decided to start, it hit me. I gave up writing after my mom read my journals and never looked back. I couldn't go through the torment of someone reading my journals again. I've seen Bridges of Madison County. I know the truth can be shocking. After years of sitting with my memories, I realized I survived the embarrassment. And the one lingering thought has been, wow, my mom has balls. I admired her strength in deciding to share her mistake with me, to admit you took action knowing it was wrong, then mustering up the courage to admit you were weak. The strength that must have taken was impressive, because I don't know if I have that strength. A few months ago, I decided it was time to talk to my mom. I was a ball of nerves. I needed to make the call. After all, time was passing, and in a few months, I'd be sharing my feelings with the world. So when my mom FaceTimed me that day, I impulsively told her I wrote a story about us. "Oh, about us? How nice. Can I hear it?" But just as I was about to tell the story, this story, I hesitated. She was way too excited. I needed to give her a little context. After all, we haven't talked about it for nearly 20 years. And without thinking, I blurted, "Mom, do you remember when you read my journals? That's what the story is about." She said, "Okay," but the look on her face was clear. She wasn't expecting this story. I didn't open the topic as eloquently as I hoped, but I was glad I did. After all, I wanted her to know I admired her courage. I'm sure her call to me was harder than she let on, and as I fumbled trying to open it back up, she identified with how I felt. Without a second thought, she made me feel comfortable, assured me that she already knew I forgave her. After all, our closeness has only grown stronger. And in that moment, I realized how lucky I am to have her as my mom.